And thank you for your patience. We are now live on YouTube. So I am thrilled about this for a number of reasons. One is hopefully I get over my jitters about being live on YouTube, but it's the same as being live right here because I'm with you guys. You are my community, and I am thrilled to have you. So for everyone coming on live, or you get to watch this recording later, my name is Terza Ekholm, and welcome to Open Office Hour, which means there's no presentation, no pitch deck, and no pretending we've got everything figured out. So today we're going to talk about AI agents, but in a very grounded way. What's actually useful right now, what's mostly hype, and how to think about AI before you add another tool to your stack. So the goal isn't more tech, the goal is less friction. If AI is making your life harder, something is wrong. So why this matters now is because most people don't need more tools. They need better decisions. Right now, AI feels like 10,000 demos, 500 opinions, and zero clarity. So today is about building your AI compass, not your AI stack. Because the real risk isn't missing out, it's wasting time on the wrong things. For right now, the most useful thing is to focus on outcomes, not tools. AI is really good as a research assistant, as a writing partner, as a thought partner, as an operations assistant, a customer support layer. And where agents actually help, repetitive work, first drafts, organization, follow-ups, summaries, and my favorite, lead handling. If it saves time or removes friction, it's useful. If it adds complexity, it's not. So what's not yet worth your time? The shiny objects, over-automated workflows, Frankenstacks of 12 tools, no-code systems that still require a PhD, an AI replacing strategy. Here's a spoiler for you, it can't. If you need a consultant to manage your automation, you didn't simplify anything. So here's how to think about AI before you add anything. AI is not a product. AI is an operating layer. Before adding a tool, ask these things. What problem am I solving? What outcome do I want? What process already exists? Where is the friction? What's stopping your customer from signing up that wants your stuff, but from being able to sign up or purchase your stuff? Get that friction out of the way so they can do it. And if AI can remove the friction and not add steps. So write this down, or at least put it in your memory bank. If AI doesn't reduce steps, reduce stress, or reduce time, skip it. So I'm going to put up a poll, and I invite you to answer the questions of the poll because this will make our time together more valuable for all of us. And hopefully you can see them. If you can't see them, let me know.
Can we answer more than one?
Right now it's single only. And next time, that's a good idea, Sarah. I'll set that up next time. All right, thank you so much. And I think this will work. Let's just see how this goes. So overwhelmingly, people answered, uh, I use AI regularly, but I want better systems. And then followed by the second place, which is I'm experimenting, but it feels scattered. So I don't know if those results, here we go. Yes, I can. There we go. You should now be able to see the results up on your screen so you can see what In aggregate, everybody answered. So thank you. So I'm sorry. Reset. Last week I talked about this amazing tool suite where it gives me 6 AI employees. And the reason I was so excited to share it, because it was something that decreased my stress and increased my productivity. And if you would like, I will take you live and show you exactly what I'm doing right now. So, organized and and scaled exactly, Sarah. I'm right there with you. So, let me pull up the chat here. Yes, exactly. All right. I will share my screen and show you what it is that I am super excited about. So, on your screen, you should see, oh, apparently I've got to log in again. This is my, um, the, these are my 6 new AI employees. I'd love you to meet Ava, my executive assistant, who helps me with my email box. By the way, she helped me get it down to 0 to begin with, and then and then she now manages the all incoming new incoming emails. Now, just a quick note, she doesn't go back and do older emails, although I think I found a workaround for that. But what's really super important is that she's taking in the new emails. She flags them as whether they're FYI or if it looks like it needs a response, she drafts a reply. She doesn't hit send. That's not her job. But what happens is in the morning, I open up my email box and all of my email, my new email, has been categorized. So it makes it super easy. Okay, unsubscribe from this, respond to this person, uh, wait, put this aside for later. And her replies are really quite good, but she's going to learn over time exactly what it is I want. Plus, I gave her guidelines. Um, so make a few little tweaks to the reply and whoosh, off it goes. Mail handled. And I don't have to look at it again for the rest of the day. Well, we'll see. She can also make me uh, she can make appointments on my calendar based on what comes in. And I have another AI that will help me with do that. And that's the one here at the very bottom. My AI receptionist called Rachel. Rachel gets her own phone number. It comes as part of this package. And when people call in, she can answer some super basic questions about my business, what's available for people, and if you want to make an appointment with me, she'll go see what's available on my calendar and make the appointment. And if you want to talk to me, she'll look and see if I'm available and forward the call to me. So, I haven't made as much use of Rachel yet. I only set it up, but I didn't give the phone number out to anybody, so it'll be really hard for anybody to call me. But that's coming. Um, I'm super. Oh, yes, go ahead, please, Dean.
Yeah, so my question is, I mean, I'm really excited about this. I've seen your LinkedIn posts. They've really improved in frequency. I wrote you the other day. So I'm impressed that this is, I mean, for me, it really helps with the exposure. But my question here is, with Rachel, the receptionist, you said if a call comes in, she looks if I'm available and then she pushes the call to you. How does she know you're available? Like, is your line busy or? Are you putting do not disturb or something?
Excellent question. I haven't played with it that much, but I do know there's guidelines you can set up here in the settings. So, first of all, you would when you start this, the first thing it'll be there'll be a line right across here, which is no longer there, but it says it's onboarding, and you give her specific directions there.
Okay, so it's like a little bit of like her getting to know you with that onboarding process.
Yes,
What you want, what you don't want type of thing.
exactly.
Okay. And so with all your work with ChatGPT and so forth, and now with agents in ChatGPT, um, you've decided to go this route rather than build your agents to do this?
Well, yes, because these work so well and took me a lot less effort to get going. So, um, there'll be time for me to do some more automations using ChatGPT. And to be real, I don't know if I mentioned this last week. I was setting up a new version of my website, and I got lost in the behind the scenes, the DNS setup, the domain setup, and hooking it up. And I was literally complaining about it to ChatGPT. And ChatGPT said, "Oh, well, would you like help with that?" And I said, "Yes." And I thought it was just going to give me, like it used to do, it gives you this whole list of steps you should follow. No, it called up Agent. And Agent said, "Do I have your permission to go, perform these actions?" And I said, "Yes." So I was most thrilled with that. And
Yeah.
because the other cool thing is then it opens up its window and I can see exactly what it's doing. And then every time it stops, it's because it has another question for me. Well, what should this be at DNS record should be? Go back to you know, the website provider that I was working with. Go get this text or get this A record, or it gave me the details and I was just, oh, that's it. So, just so you know, that's coming. And I think that was part of the function of doing that was because I was doing it within the Atlas browser, which is ChatGPT's browser.
Oh, all right.
But
So
Well,
that was a chat
just
GPT agent you're talking about, not this new program.
yes, sorry, I did kind of go off the rails a little bit, but I was so excited about that happening with ChatGPT. Um, Also, Google Gemini is not, I mean, Google itself, I'll come back to this, I promise. Google is embedding its AI into everything. So I haven't tried it yet, but it also will help you. Its AI will be embedded in your email flow, providing guidance if you want it. It's putting its AI into everything that Google offers. So it's just a different way of operating from ChatGPT. Um, we're back to the pick the style that works best with you. And well, I love both of them actually. So this morning, uh, because I had set it up when I did my onboarding, Penny sent me a text saying that she gave me 5 blog post ideas. And so here they are. I went ahead and looked at them on my phone and I read them and I went, "Oh, these are all kind of cool." All right, so I picked number 5, stop wasting money on Google ads, how direct healthcare providers build trust-based marketing that actually convert. And so I just said 5, and a few minutes later, so look, I said number 5 at 8:25 a.m. At 8:28 a.m., she gives me this beautiful looking article. And this is what I will basically copy and paste over to my blog on my website. She can directly connect to certain things like WordPress, Wix, Webflow, and something else, none of which are the thing that I'm using. So the other thing is, here, I'll show you. So anyway, here's this beautiful blog post that she created for me. I read through the whole thing and went, "Damn, that's good." But then what I'll do when I go to publish this, I could schedule it to be published at a certain time, but instead, when I go to publish it, so here's what she can connect to if you already have it. Because my website is actually, I built it using Lovable. I can copy either the Markdown or the HTML, go over to Lovable and say, "Here, add this to my website," and pff, a few minutes later, it does it. So, or I can even do it as a PDF download. So now let me show you the little cool thing, or at least I'll put it in motion. It doesn't work perfectly, but whoops, let's go back to the chat. Um, Now what I've been having her do is I say, great. Here we go. I'll just show you. Great. Send this to Sunny to convert to a LinkedIn article, because LinkedIn is Sunny's um, expertise. And she's thinking, and she will send it over. It may take a couple of tries. That part quite doesn't work, but she says sent to Sunny. I'll update you once it converts. Then Sunny couldn't access it. Do you want me to copy the blog post text here and resend it to him? Yes, copy and send. And a few minutes later, she will come back with something. In the meantime, at 8:30 a.m., or maybe it's not, I don't remember what time it is I set up, Sunny has sent me a text message because I preset this, and he sends me 10 hooks for creating um, um, social media posts. I've asked him to create for me um, 2 Facebook posts, 2 Instagram posts. No, sorry. Facebook posts, LinkedIn, and X posts. I have another workspace where I have him create for me 2 Facebook posts, 2 Instagram posts, and that's it. But they're slightly different temperament, different directions. They're different sides of my business. That's why I have 2 different workspaces. So in this case, I'll just give him pick 2 hooks by number, and I'll get 6 posts drafted. So if I click on, let's see, I'll go with how about 6, 6 and 10. And I can always go back and add these later and put more posts, but this is pretty good for now. If I just tell him 6 and 10, then he goes to work. In the meantime, you can see that Penny has come back with Sunny's LinkedIn article.
Yeah.
And here it is. He rewrote the whole thing um, in an article that I can post on LinkedIn. So now every day I've got 2 LinkedIn posts going, the more of the carousel type posts, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and sometime during the day I will go ahead and post this LinkedIn article. And here Sunny is now, he's working on the uh, social media posts for me. And if we go over to Xanakin, where I'm just starting to get things started, the only thing I've got going in Xanakin right now, Xanakin Studio, is the social media. And Sunny has given me 5 choices because that's what I asked him for. And I'll choose, oh, I like this one, 3, the hidden wellness cost of tool fatigue, because that just matches today. And actually, I'll just say,
Tirza, you mentioned that you have them working on different sides of your business or
mhm.
workspaces. So you literally could have a couple of different types of businesses, right? And just from this one account,
Yes,
are you able to maybe in the onboarding process, are you able to separate Sunny, for example, to say, okay, Sunny, we are going to be doing this for my XYZ business, and we're going to be doing something else with a different tone for my ABC business. Are you able to basically get a lot of value out of this one Marblism for
yes.
a couple
But
different?
you do it as separate workspaces. So this workspace is Xanakin Studio. Xanakin Studio gets its own set of 6 AI employees. So the only one I've onboarded is Sunny, but when I onboard the others, well, actually I did onboard Eva. Uh, as you can see, I'll show you here. This is the onboarding thing. This is Penny saying, "Hey, I can't wait to get started." I haven't gotten her started. But the point is, I will give her directions that are more appropriate for what we're creating. Helen and I are creating in Zanikin Studio. Um, Whereas back with Trust Built, which is much more about the AEO, GEO stuff, which by the way is also part of Zanikin Studio, but it's I'm creating totally different content for Trust Built.
Okay.
And Zanikin Studio, by the way, has its own LinkedIn page. So I'm going to want the content to go to Zanikin Studio, and it's
Okay. So your Xanakin Studio is one workspace and your trust account or whatever is your other workspace. Is that the same nomenclature or different nomenclature than what they're saying? You have one main account and you can have X amount of users, or a workspace is different than a user?
that's different. Yes. So far, I can add Helen as a team member. I have not done that yet because she and I will be talking about the parameters at our next work meeting. But she will become a team member, and therefore she'll have access to all the different workspaces. And she'll be able to set up her own workspaces. And it's all under this same one Marblism license that I purchased.
Okay. And how many workspaces are you able to utilize through the one license?
So far, they're saying unlimited. I imagine that'll change as time goes on, but right now they're saying unlimited. So go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting. I posted a couple of questions in the chat just to keep my brain fixed. But have you been able to explore enough of it to see how you can regulate the post, the tone or the level of technicality of these posts?
Yes, for example, there have been some errors. So potentially I could automate these and just say, yep, go, go put them out. But I don't want that. I want me personally to read every single one. And so sometimes there's an error. So um, I don't know if I can go back up here a little bit, but there are things that it did wrong, and I will go back and say, hey, this isn't right. And it says, oh, sorry, and it'll fix it, and it will learn from its mistakes and learn from your conversations.
Right. So it will adjust its tone based upon your input then. Then the other aspect was, and this is something I've seen on LinkedIn before, where there are a lot of posts that are coming up that are really similar on, whatever the topics that I tend to gravitate towards. Do they have the capability yet to make sure that your posts are more unique or add something different?
Well, when you do the onboarding, you actually give it your website, or you tell it where you want it to go look. Your I don't know about YouTube channel, but your existing blog posts or your existing articles, or even your emails, so it gets an idea of what your writing style is, and it
Mm.
starts from that. And then you tweak it as you go along. So, for example, I think, yeah, Ava has guidelines. So I gave her specific guidelines. Actually, that's not in this one, but there was, oh, I'm not there. That's why. So these are the guidelines I gave her for Trust Built. I wanted her to categorize my meetup emails in a separate category. Use follow-up for emails that I haven't responded to in 48 hours. And then I give her information like I like to start my emails with dear name, and I want a clear subject line, no, unnecessary jargon, So I gave her this whole list, and this number 10 part, by the way, I kind of got tired of doing this one by one by one. I went over to
Mm.
ChatGPT and I said, help me write more about what it is that I like. And so it put this in there, or it wrote it and I pasted it in there. So, and then more specific things, which emails should I draft a reply to and what I shouldn't, what should I archive, and what are my preferences for scheduling meetings. So that's Eva. Um, One of the things that I additionally offer additional service um, for anyone. I will help you get started in a way that makes sense to you in Marblism.
Nice.
Because there's a lot here. I haven't used Linda's. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I will jump ahead a little bit. I went over to Stan. I'm still struggling a little bit with Stan. He does go out and get leads for me based on the criteria I've done. And again, I always he doesn't get to go any further. He gives me the list and I look them over. And honestly, a lot of these I will go over and click on the company site because I want to see if they're really viable. And some of them have been mistakes. Sometimes he gives me nonprofits, and I go back and say, "Oh, no, no, that's not my ideal client," that sort of thing. For some people, that would be, but it isn't for what I'm doing here. So, and then I've just so you know, then anything that I've said yes to as a lead, um, I have access to the entire database. Plus, of course, I always go just pull it off and put it in my CRM. And then the emails, he created an email sequence for me, and I can go edit it and view the progress, wherever they are. And I will probably, for anybody who does workflows, this may look familiar, but I will probably now go in and tweak the emails as I've done already, but I'll tweak them some more until I start getting the results that I want. But this is automated. This is,
That's really cool. I saw where it says it was, sending a LinkedIn message if the friend or the connection got connected there. Do you have to manually go look at if they reply to those messages now?
no, he reports back if they did.
Ah, very good.
Yeah, so the
Nice.
next morning he comes in, he says, so and so replied, or I got no replies.
Right.
So
Right.
here's I'm not sure if I missed a small detail or not. You created a lead list and are you having your AI employee just automatically pull from, say, that spreadsheet and send out so many emails on its own?
First, when I started using Stan, I told him the parameters, what I was looking for, and every day he would send me up to 10 leads. If you want more than 10 leads a day, then there is a small fee upgrade for him to do more.
Okay.
But I haven't reached that limit yet. That would be 300 leads a month because I want to tweak him. I want to get it right the way he wants. So first I gave him the parameters, and he was solely going through LinkedIn, which is really great. That's actually where my target audience more hangs out for Trust Built is LinkedIn. But then as I started getting frustrated, I went ahead and signed up for a free month of LinkedIn Navigator. And I also, by the way, went to the library online to Reference USA, formerly Reference USA, to get more leads of the type that I wanted, organized them into a CSV file, uploaded those into Stan, and say, great, now reach out to these folks and put them in the sequence, email sequence. So you can do it both ways.
So Sam is connected to your Gmail or your email account. Is that right?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yep.
So since you and I last talked about lead generation, I actually spent about 6 hours the other night and with Gemini, and we created real criteria for the type of leads that I want to have in my area. And then I call her she, but she offered to rate that 1 through 10 based on the probability that this is the type of lead I want, because I'm looking for people that were most likely to buy printed advertising versus digital.
Mm-hmm.
And and so we actually worked that. First, I had a lead list in the city that I want and the types of businesses that I was going after. And then we actually assigned, I'm not sure how she did the algorithm, whatever, she assigned a value to the likelihood of that type of business owner wanting to spend money on my type of service. So it was just really interesting, and I'm thinking about going over to like Make to have that list compiled and then sent out, so many per day.
I love that. That's amazing. Let us know how you progress with that.
Yeah, so I've actually worked, one is more simple, and I think you can use um, that I just went after people that had a certain type of business or whatever, and they were in a certain industry, and they had an at Gmail account, at Yahoo, or at AOL, whatever, and I was able to just pull, like thousands of those.
Wow.
I kept it to 1,000, and I'm like, well, this is too broad, But anyway, so I've been working with AI for 2 weeks now, developing two different paths. And the second path I just told you about, um, I'm using the AI to decide whether it's a storefront where people walk in versus a virtual business or a phone, and it assigns a score to the likelihood of my success with that type of business. So it's pretty interesting. And
Yes.
so I'm going to take that list, put it into Make. I'm going to have Make send out, let's say, 30 emails per day. And then anyone that responds, I'm going to make a trigger inside a Go High level that will be the trigger that will add them to the database. Any response to my email, whether it's positive, negative, or whatever, I think I'm going to make the trigger to enter into the CRM.
Excellent. Wow. Well done.
Well, it's not done yet. Don't pat me on the back until I make it work. But I've got the first 120 leads out of the development with Gemini so far.
Nice. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. And
What
as
was
you
the Dean,
go
what
ahead.
was the just the kind of the overall strategy in lead development? What can you describe that?
Okay, so I'm a realtor first and foremost, but through some of my networking groups, I discovered some realtors or other people are getting involved with selling advertisements on a community co-op postcard, a giant postcard that goes out. And you can, instead of me spending $2,500 a month as a realtor to send a postcard out for my advertising, I'm able to sell advertisement spots on a giant shared postcard with pizzerias, Havoc, chiropractors, you name it, and then have my space printed and produced for free. Okay, so for me, that's first of all, it's a $2,500 value, saving me that what I would have spent as a realtor. Second of all, I actually can make a couple grand on each postcard. So I kind of develop, I'm developing this as sort of a side hustle. So basically, that was Paul that asked that, right, Paul? So it's a printed type of marketing or advertising, which is a lot more difficult to nail down. If you're going after businesses that would spend money on digital marketing, all you have to do is, find me a company that's spending, buying Facebook ads or Google. That's really easy to nail down. But so what I was doing was I was saying to Gemini, which are the type of companies that are most likely to invest in printed marketing versus digital. And I gave the criteria: small, local businesses, so forth, so on. And they came back with like four industries right off chiropractors, air conditioning, HVAC companies, a couple high ticket type of things. And they said these are the four industries that are really go after community marketing. So by question and answer, we just put one layer on top of another layer on top of another layer. And sometimes she messes up and you have to go all the way back to an hour and a half before, of work. I worked, I think on Saturday, like 6 hours between Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude. We did brainstorming.
Great. It was Gary who asked the question, Dean,
Okay,
and
Gary.
thank you for that.
Sure.
Oh, that is amazing, Dean. I love that.
But
So,
I'm so interested, Tears, in what you're doing with Marblism because I'm doing all these bits and pieces and assembling them myself. Going to outside to make and so forth and so on. If I had somebody like Sonny that I could just give him an order, obviously you got to teach it, and that would be 3 steps, 5 steps ahead of what I'm doing in one place.
yes, yes, exactly. That's why I was, I over the past, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, I would get super excited and I'd go out and make all these social media posts and I'd do it for maybe a week. And then,
And then life happens.
yeah, it was, so I guess, thanks, Peggy. So first, I'll share my link in the chat if you want to go ahead and look at Marblism yourself, and then a little bit later I'll talk about if you for us to get together on a little coaching session if you would prefer that. So first of all, so to get your own Marblism, and yes, I have an affiliate account, which you can have as well. Um, by the way, it's super easy.
By the way, Tirza, on your LinkedIn post and maybe your other post,
Yeah.
I would tell your AI to change up the colors because if you're always putting out the same type of images, people will just click past it.
Ah, that's really good feedback. Thank you. I actually do use, sometimes go over to my Galaxy account and have it create images, and you can go, or ChatGPT. By the way, ChatGPT has been making fabulous images too. Um, I'll upload them over to Sunny and say, use these images. But, to your point, Dean, I probably could upload some images to Sunny and say, make your images be more like this.
Yeah.
And he probably can figure out a way to do that. Yes, Jay.
Does a Galaxy AI have anything like Marblism?
No,
Okay.
no, totally different. So Galaxy AI, I've started playing with it a little bit. I only use it for images and like Dean said, maybe a few videos. But it does have 3,500 plus tools, but Marblism is not one of them. So, and I don't think it will be. It's a totally different uh direction to think about things. Sarah,
Yeah, Jay, in reference to your asking about Galaxy, what I'm finding, it doesn't have any of this for sure. And it has 3,532 platforms or whatever it is. It's like mind-boggling. However, what I'm finding is great is I don't do graphics. And when I don't have someone to do a graphic, I get Galaxy AI to do it in their image generator. I've needed someone to actually adjust the image that they did make because sometimes, it's not exact, but it's been really helpful. I've had Facebook posts that I now have images that graphics that I never did before. I just had plain text because that's all I could do. So that's how I see Galaxy AI as kind of a complement to this Marblism, maybe. Um, yeah, I
yeah,
need to learn more about the Marblism. So, thanks.
thank you, Sarah. No, that's awesome. I love how you're using Galaxy. Yes, Marblism is kind of a funny, interesting name. It'd be interesting to get the story behind that. The founder's name is Ulrich. I don't remember his last name at the moment. But it would be lovely to chat with him and ask him where the Marblism idea came up. Because when I typed Marblism in the chat initially, it gave me this whole treatise about an art technique.
Maybe it's putting all these elements together.
Me.
kind of marbleizing them, different. That makes sense, but interesting.
Yes. So, other ideas, questions, successes, failures? Helen's been using AI. Actually, Helen's been publishing up a storm about AI. Would you mind sharing a little bit about what you're doing, Helen?
So I came across a TikTok, I think it was a TikTok video. I don't know. I came across it somewhere where you could put in a prompt that would give you 12 themes based on your niche, on your market that you're going for. And so once I got the 12 things, I then asked it to create the 12 top most frequently asked themes for that particular niche. Then when it created that, I then asked it to create 300 and to create 30 questions for each of the themes. So it ended up with 360 questions. And so I'm going through each day and answering each question. But at the beginning of the week, I get AI to create a blog on the first, like I'll say, here's the 7 questions, please create a blog. And it numbers them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The second week, it's 8, 9, 10 through 14. And we're on to week 3 right now. And then those become my podcasts for each day. But then I also take those questions and I've now turned around and asked it to create social media posts each day for LinkedIn, for Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And I asked for a short script for each of those questions so I can then go into something like Hey Jen, which is available on Galaxy, and create an avatar in there that will then create a short 30-second reel, 20 to 30-second reel. And you can post it to stories and that sort of thing. So I'm taking that blog and it gets multi-purposed out. So it becomes not only the blog, it becomes social media posts every day for each question. You've got the videos each day for each question. You've got the podcasts each day for each question. So it's creating this whole thing, but I didn't do it for one. I didn't just do it for AI content and AI content creators. I've done another one for genealogy and another one for rediscovering New Zealand. So I didn't stop at one. I've got 3 that are all ready to go. And so Terza and I are going to be talking on our next meeting for Zanakin Studio to work out how we can incorporate the AI content and have Zanakin take over doing that side of it so I can get back to my first love, which is New Zealand and genealogy. But it's been very interesting because I have been learning a lot about AI just with simple, basic questions and having to go into and do a podcast and answering them. And it gives me the podcast bullet points, and then it gives me a YouTube description. So when I go live, the YouTube description is attached to my live and it goes straight into YouTube, and I just go and add it to the playlist. I haven't learned how to automate that section yet. But going in once a day, once a week or something and adding the podcast to those playlists it's not too bad. But yeah, and then I got it to create me a new thumbnail for my YouTube channel for the AI content stuff. And I've been having a blast just playing with it. That's basically how I see it. I'm just in there playing. But it has been generating interest. And when I post some of the blogs, I get some interesting comments back. And there was one person said that AI was there to take over the world and they were having no part of it whatsoever. And I was sort of like, they're going to be, what is it, 100% real human interaction or something like this. And I'm sort of like, yeah, you're already interacting with AI and you don't even know it. But I
That
do know that the American Writers Association actually has a seal that you can put on your book and say that it is 100% human created, that there was no AI. But you got to remember there's AI creation and then there's AI assist. Assisting is having AI assist you in writing stuff so it can go through and it can proofread it, it can help edit it, that sort of thing. It takes that editing portion and does it really fast. And then you can go in, like I will tell it, don't change anything. I just want to know what needs to be changed. And it gives me the list, and then I can go back in and say yay or nay, because you still have to have that human component in it. It's like Terza was saying, she goes through and reads all the posts before publishing them. Absolutely, 100% the right thing to do as an AI content creator. Always check the facts, always read everything through to make sure that it's correct, because you are responsible for what you post, even if it is AI generated. So that's my little spiel.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's so right. I'm going to jump. I'm going to skip you for a moment, Sarah, and jump to Paul because I know Paul has to get off close to the top of the hour. So go ahead, Paul,
Yep.
and then we'll come back to you, Sarah.
So I've been using Claude AI as my primary, and I wrote an email, had it rewrite it for me, sent it out, and then I came back in yesterday and said, okay, based on the information I give you, and this is the title I use, create me a short text so I could text these people. So it gave me like 4 texts, and it told me what voice they were in, and then it asked me which voice do you want to generate to represent. So I picked the kind of soft voice and came up with a text for that. So I thought it was interesting that it asked me based on which voice I liked.
Mhm.
Is it a hard push sale? Is it easy? Is it soft? Is it aggressive? And then I thought, never really kind of, thought about that. But I thought that was kind of interesting that it did that.
Super nice. So what's more your voice, Paul?
I don't know. It just depends on what mood I'm in. If I have a beer, I'm pretty soft. No, I don't drink anymore. But but it gives you pause to think because I had to think, I don't want to interact with these people at for this particular post.
Yeah.
And it's and that's kind of where you just have to decide how you want to be. I mean, sometimes you can do a softball out there. Sometimes it's a hard ball. Hey, I've called it 3 times. You've ghosted me. This is the last time I'm going to reach out. If you don't answer, just that'll be it unless you call me. I mean, you can do something like that.
Mhm.
Because it becomes a waste of time if you keep following up to a point. I know we know the follow up. We know people may take a long time, but there's other people out there. And
Yes.
so, a little more aggressive text going like, hey, you're interested, you've ghosted me. If you're interested, call me back. If
Sure.
not, those type of things. So I thought it was interesting that it gave you choices.
Yeah, that is super nice. Very
Yep.
good. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Sarah.
I just want to say, kind of tagging on Paul, what you were saying. I've had prospects or clients that have been ghosting, and it's a little tough over the holidays. So I discussed it with Chat, and Chat gave me a 3-phase, a 3-phase strategy on what to suggest, for emailing them the first time when they're not showing up, or the second time. So it was really interesting how Chat organized it. So, but my question is, okay, so we, in other groups, we've been talking about right thing in the right order. And my goal is to get more leads. And so I was wondering, Tiers or anyone else, what you suggest is the right order. Diving in more to Galaxy or going straight to Marblism and using Marblism using Galaxy as a backup to execute Marblism, something like that. I'm just, right now I'm just using Galaxy, and Marblism really feels like where I want to go. My theme for this year is success team, and you've got a success team right on, on Marblism. So
Yes. Yes. So it's a coordination effort um between the 6 different employees. And by the way, I could ask Ava to coordinate all of them if I wanted to, but right now I like to talk to each one of them separately.
right.
Um it just makes more sense to me right now. But having Stan go look up leads for me, research leads, and give me leads to choose from every
Right.
morning, having Sunny create all of my social media posts, including the LinkedIn articles, and having Penny make a blog post for me. Um, that
Right, but
just
so
saves me so
right,
much time.
right. So if you're doing like LinkedIn posts, do you put a graphic with it? And
Oh, yes.
does Sunny create the graphic? Do they give you
Yes.
the whole? It's
Oh,
seriously, it's all cut and paste ready to. And do you post it in LinkedIn, or do they go? do they go into your accounts?
I gave them access to my account to post on my behalf once I click
Serious.
publish. So I can
Serious.
either publish or schedule. And right now I'm at in the beginning, I was doing it one at a time, publishing because I wanted to see how it worked.
Right.
Now I've got more than a week out where I've scheduled them out for a week.
And then they go in and post it as scheduled.
Yes.
We need to talk.
Happy
Oh
to
my
do that.
God.
So, which is a perfect segue, Sarah. Thank you. You must have been reading my mind.
I try. I'm telepathic. What can I say?
So, the reason I host these every week is because most people are being sold tools when what they really need is strategy. My work is helping people think clearly about AI, build simple systems, and grow without burning out. So if that's useful to you, stay connected. This is an ongoing conversation. If you like, follow me, connect, look for, invite people to join this call. If you like, also let them know about my YouTube channel, and definitely come back next week. And so the last thing I'd like to close with, first of all, thank you everyone for coming. I so appreciate this community and all the support you've given me. And thanks to you, I've understood what direction I need to share with people and how to best serve the community, the business community. So also, a few people have asked how they can book time with me directly. So I've opened a $50 30-minute strategy session for anyone who wants a fast, practical AI clarity session. You bring your business, your tools, your confusion, and you walk away with a clear direction, a simple plan, and zero fluff. No upsell, no pressure, just a working session.
You
If you
said
want
30
one,
minutes?
30 minutes.
Great.
Yep, just right now I do not have have not set up a calendar link specifically for that. Just DM me, email me, or text me, and I will send you a calendar link from there. Once I get it dialed in, my AI receptionist will actually ask you 3 questions, but I will be doing that. So yes, definitely. Thanks for your interest, Gary. Thanks for being here. This is what Open Office Hour is for, real conversations about real work. So if today helped, invite a friend next time. We're building a smart human AI community.
Thanks, Terza. This has been great.
Thank you so much, and see you next week.
Thank you.
Terza.
Thanks,
Bye,
thanks,
everyone.
Teresa. Awesome.
Welcome.
Thank you, Terza. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.